Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this webinar about is probably our second part of this of our lead generation webinar. Not series, but this is there's a lot of lead generation tools associated with kvCORE, and too much to cover in one webinar. So today we're going to go over landing pages and different ways that you can kind of drive traffic to your website. How you can utilize your free website as a method for generating some free leads. Thank you to those who are tuned in here, and for those of you who are watching recorded on our YouTube channel, thank you as well for tuning in. I really hope this is beneficial. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your kvCORE platform, and you are going to go into Lead Engine. And then over here is the first, right here, directly to the right of the Lead Engine button is the landing page. So select your domain, and again, as always, because I'm an admin, I have everyone's domains here, so I will go ahead and select mine. And here is your template. So this is an editable template for what your landing page can be. Now, before we kind of get into this, I'll kind of talk a little bit about what landing pages are. A landing page can link to anything. It is a lead capturing tool where you are going to kind of offer some sort of information or value to whoever's visiting it, to kind of entice them to opt in as wanting to learn more from you. You can have a landing page lead to any sort of list or something. You could find like a 10 things that a first-time home buyer should know list, and have the landing page linked to that. You could create a squeeze page, a single property or a multi-property squeeze page, and have the landing page lead to that. You can also create a landing page to draw people to want to join some sort of alert campaign that you have, like stay up to date on all the latest Buffalo, New York real estate trends, and then you can collect all these folks, have them thrown into a marketing campaign that you like, and that's a way to build your database and then also nurture your leads. So let's build a landing page. I'll kind of show you a little bit about what a landing page can do. So we'll just kind of walk through it a little bit. So the first thing is you kind of want to figure out exactly what you want the landing page itself to do. There's many different options for landing pages. You can have them be the lead generation template is kind of the basic one. You can, if you want to include a video, we'd have a video in here too. An address capture. This can be one of those. One of the like we spoke in our first video about seller squeeze pages. This can be kind of somewhat of a replacement for that, but with a little bit more flexibility to kind of choose the photo. So so let's just go back to the lead generation one. So let's do something like I want to. So I'm going to market this as sign in and receive property information for the Buffalo area. Something very simple like that. So I'm going to just do a Buffalo hashtag. This is someone who is just generally interested in the Buffalo area. So then I'm going to say join alerts now. And so that's the text on the button right here. You'll see that right here down in the orange button. And then we're not going to have it linked to anything, because this is someone who's just going to give information, and then they'll be receiving stuff afterwards. So before you do this, you have to make sure you have a marketing campaign kind of set up already. But this is just kind of an example to kind of show exactly what a landing page can do for you. So you can have the option to require the phone number or not. I'm going to choose to not, hoping to grab more email addresses. You also get the capability to change the background. So kvCORE has several different templates that you can kind of choose from. The lady is kind of the default one. You can do the exterior of a house. Nice villa. Not really local to our area, but you can also customize one. And the way you do this is you're going to want to go to Google Images. And then search what you want. So I'm going to just do Buffalo City. Or City of Buffalo. You know what I mean? Not Buffalo City, but it's the I want like a city skyline almost of Buffalo. So I'm going to go into Images. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure you don't break any rules. So you want to go into the advanced search and make sure that you are under here usage rights. You are using a photo that is free to use or share. So you're not using somebody else's photo. And I think this is one of the better photos of our awesome city. So there we go. What you're gonna do here is right click, copy the image address. Oops. And then back in creating your landing page, you throw it right in here in the custom background. And there it is. There's your image. It goes right in there. And that's a nice image to use too, because you can see how it's high resolution, 2000 by 830 pixels. So that appears really nice here. And that's also going to be the preview for when you go to share it on Facebook. That's going to be the kind of preview image that everyone sees. So here I'm going to want to change this. I'm going to say something like don't miss a thing. And then something like, whoops. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe for weekly Buffalo state updates. And then here you can say we've got drastic price reductions for fixer-uppers, free instant. So we could change this. We could say we want free weekly updates. That's good. And then distressed properties. Or if you don't work with that, you can just say various news and trends. Get rid of that and say, you just get rid of it. You don't have to really explain. Oops. And that disappears if you double click. Same with this. If you might not want to deal with fixer-uppers, you can kind of double click to get rid of it, or you can say, maybe I'll add here. This will be my market news. And so here you can kind of, this is where they'll put their email and their phone number, and they will they'll subscribe to your alerts. So then what will happen is they'll all be tagged Buffalo, and ideally you'll grab these several people that are interested in kind of opting in to wanting to receive stuff from you, and you can set up a marketing campaign to kind of to nurture those leads and to kind of back up what you've promised them with your subscription. So here, once you're done, you click save. It'll kind of show you a warning and say, once this is saved, you can no longer edit it. I say, okay. And then what you'll do is take this link, you'll throw it on Facebook, and then hopefully grab some people that are interested in learning more about your real estate. Let's do a different landing page. So let's do one for home evaluations. Let's do address capture. So here let's say I want to grab the price for the average home. I want to grab more addresses in Tonawanda. So I'm going to do a Tonawanda hashtag. And I'm going to want to change my background to something Tonawanda related. So let's go back into images. Tonawanda, New York. And then, yep. So we still have our search results the right way. Let's, I don't know, what's a good photo for our area here? I'll pick something. I know this is labeled Erie Canal, North Tonawanda, but for our uses for this example, it's good enough. So we want custom background. And you notice there, you can also do a primary MLS image. If you're using one of these landing pages to promote a listing, you can use the primary MLS image by just simply using entering an MLS ID here. But you know, we have our nice, pretty image here. So we are using this for Tonawanda address capture. So this is going to say something like find out, or like interested in selling. We'll say interested in selling, let us help. Then we can change some of these to, like, you know, you can kind of maybe throw some resume stuff on there, like throw something about yourself, saying I've helped many families or many sellers move their homes in under 2 weeks. Let me do the same for you. You can also say something like, if you do a little research, you can say the average. You can kind of say what the average home is going for. The average home in Tonawanda is. Spell that right? Tonawanda. Yep, still learning. Tonawanda is for. I don't know. You'll have to look up the exact metric, but for now, I'll just say 189,000. You could say something like, down here, you can say, get a free evaluation. And then you can get rid of these. So the idea here is you'll be looking to capture some addresses. So what you can do is someone can put in their address here, and then you've got their address as they were interested in any of these kind of informational bits, and you can take that and cross-reference who lives at that address and find out some more information about them. What's good about the landing pages, once they're done, you can share directly to social media right from here. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so that's landing pages. Landing pages are so broad. You can do so much with them. There's really a never ending kind of possibility with landing pages. Like you can really use a landing page to lead to a squeeze page. That's kind of interesting too, because you're not guaranteed to grab a lead from a squeeze page, but you are guaranteed to grab a lead from a landing page, because you have to, the visitor has to enter in some information in order to receive any sort of information from you. So as a squeeze page, you can look at a squeeze page, and you can look at the inventory, but you can't, you're not guaranteed to grab their information, whereas landing page you are. So a lot of people will use a landing page to link to a squeeze page too. So that's kind of interesting. So let's go on to our next topic for today, and that's going to be utilizing your website as a lead generation tool. So going over to your website, and the idea here is you want to drive traffic to your website. And something that's pretty common with the websites is, and it's pretty sharp, is the blog. So everyone's website has the capability of having a blog right on their site. And you can have it right up toward the top of your website, right here. And any sort of viewers can get to it easily. But the blog is a really nice way, a really simple way to drive traffic to your website. So when someone does when you do post a blog, the viewer is viewing it under your website domain, and then maybe when they're done reading it, they'll search for homes and things like that. So you want them to be operating and taking in content right from your website, and the blog is a really useful way to do that. So you'll select your domain. Once again, I'm in a company scope, so yours will pop up right away. But you select your domain, and then right at the top here is where you can find your blog. So click blog. Then you can add a post right here. It's very simple. Really, you can add a title, and then you can type right in here. You can share images too. You can embed videos or anything that's embeddable. But a blog is a really good way to share information. As real estate agents, you have a special skill and mindset that very few people have. But the thing is that you have a skill and mindset that is useful for everyone in the world. Very few people have real estate experience or knowledge, but everyone needs a house or a place to live. And even more so further, other people like investment opportunities. They may not be real estate minded, but they are looking for ways to maybe get into the field to work with you and to utilize some of the resources out there. So any sort of information you can give to kind of A, brag about yourself, B, kind of share information, and C, kind of you're indirectly showing how credible you are. If you were able to do that in a platform to kind of help promote yourself, the blog is a really good way to do that. So once a week, once a month, maybe write a blog and talk about different things that you see out in the field, different situations that you've run into that could have been avoided. That's very valuable content for someone who doesn't have experience selling real estate. You can say, like, this is a common thing that first-time home buyers that I see with first-time home buyers. This is a very avoidable thing. Here's why. So post a blog, it's right on your website, and you can take those blog posts and directly share direct links out on Facebook and put yourself out there and further kind of talk. It'll add to your credibility. It'll really interest people, and and everything is kind of being done under the domain of your website too. So it's just a good platform to kind of speak on behalf of yourself, or speak about kind of your expertise. So that's a really good avenue to go down. So when you type a blog, they'll show up right here. So I'm going to add a post. I'm just going to label it test. This will also be test. I want this to publish immediately. You can also schedule them out, so that's very cool. So publish it now, and you can save drafts. You can edit it as you go. So here's where my blog is. Now it does take a little bit of time to process and post. It might take as much as 15 to 20 minutes, so we may not see it here, but you can access the blog right from here. Yeah, see, my post hasn't posted yet. It does take some time. It does take some time to kind of post, but eventually, because it is posted here, it'll show up. You just give it a minute. But then you can, as you see here, the blog will show up right here, and right next to it is a property search bar. So if you do share your blog on Facebook, you talk about yourself, you talk about how you talk about your real estate experiences. That's indirectly promoting yourself, talking about your knowledge and experience, talking about how you can help someone if they work with you. And then right here on the side is a property search bar. So the next person, the people that are reading your blog are finding valuable information that you're giving them, and they're also able to search properties right here under your website domain. So there's a very high chance you catch someone as a lead. And then you're catching someone as a lead who already has seen or read about how credible you are. So the blog is a great way to, blogging isn't for everybody. Not everybody's a writer. Not everybody likes to really share their thoughts. But if you are looking for a platform to kind of speak about any sort of experiences you might have, and also using it kind of as an indirect lead capturing tool, the blog is a perfect tool to utilize. And it's a way to just consistently drive people to your website with new content. So get into blogging. If anyone has any questions about blogging, I'd be happy to meet with them. And I think it's a great tool. So I think that's all I'd like to cover today in terms of these lead generation tools. If anyone has any questions about these, please reach out to me. If anyone would like to set up a one-on-one meeting, I'm also happy to meet as well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to those who tuned in live, and to also those who tuned in later on YouTube. I hope this is valuable today, and I wish you all amazing successes with kvCORE. Thank you.